Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I am going to be talking about the new Reddit leak from the leaker who has basically leaked everything for this season of Doctor Who. All of it's practically ended up being true one way or another, especially the most notorious leak which revealed that Billie Piper would be at the end of Ncuti Gatwa's regeneration. Now, whilst we don't know for sure that Billie Piper is the next Doctor, I mean, it's basically heavily alluded to. We're going to be having a look at this leak from Andrew, who is the name of this leaker, and we're going to be having a look what he has to say about the ending and what it could mean for the future of Doctor Who. And from what I've just had like a little cheeky little read of it, it honestly doesn't look that good, I'll be completely honest. So with all that being said, let's get into the video and have a look at what is happening in the Whoniverse, because I always say with leaks, take them with a pinch of salt. But yeah, this is a little bit different, I'd say, personally. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so leaker Andrew explains Billie Piper's casting as the 16th Doctor. So, this is what the leaker Andrew has revealed so far about Billie Piper's casting in Doctor Who. So, he said, yes, casting Billie was a very last minute decision. Around the time the Robot Revolution was airing, they were still planning to go ahead with the cliffhanger regeneration. So that was April. That was like early April, so not that long ago at all. So, I don't think the casting of 16 indicates or confirms the renewal for Season 3 with 16 in it. It seems more like stunt casting to round off the second Russell T Davies era and kind of wrap up the new Who era by bringing it full circle. So no, Billie wasn't even on set. She filmed everything with an incredibly small crew in front of a green screen in London a month or so ago. And they just pasted her face onto Ncuti's body. I mean, that explains why the regeneration... the post-regeneration effect, like where Billie appears, it looks absolutely awful, I'll be completely honest. I've heard, and I also suspected this myself, that Russell casting Billie was a way to increase the audience interest, a bit like casting Tennant as 14, and hopefully then make the show more appealing to Disney. BBC a bit concerned currently about how they're going to make the show themselves, so lots of scrambling going on. Nothing is confirmed, no. Billie saw it more of a favour to Russell than anything. She's happy to do a special or a series, but it's also fine just to film a quick something in an attempt to help out the show, even if it helps, even if it ends up being no use. Russell went straight for Billie. She didn't even have to audition or anything. All happened very quickly. I don't even think Russell knows why she has Rose's face yet. Most of Season 3 was written with Ncuti in mind, so don't expect 16 to be too different. There were a few alternate takes on Billie's first lines. I was hoping for a bit more edge, but also gave me Jodie vibes. Everything in unit after Belinda and the Dr. Ruby scene, which was also heavily reworked in the reshoots, was reshoots, as well as the garden and Belinda's house scene, and the stuff with 13, obviously. They're not going to admit that Ncuti leaving after 2 seasons wasn't always the plan, because that would mean having to admit that Season 3 was delayed because Season 1 didn't do as well as initially hoped, which Russell will never do. So Russell, yeah, it seems like that he is very focused on trying to keep up, you know, that everything's good behind the scenes, which I can understand why he's doing that, but this is not a good sign at all, because the future Doctor Who is currently in limbo, and it looks like the Billie Piper's casting isn't actually, like, well, it doesn't look like it's guaranteeing the show's future. And also, even if the show does come back next year, the year after, it doesn't mean that Billie is going to be the next Doctor. We could literally just launch with a new Doctor. But it does seem like Doctor Who is heading down a little bit of a little bit of uncertainty, to be sure, which is a little bit of a shame. Well, I'll say a little bit. It is a huge shame, to be honest. But I think the show is kind of showing that it's getting a little bit stagnant now, which is a shame, I'll be completely honest, because this era had a lot of potential, but I do feel like, Ncuti didn't get the best material, I'll be completely honest, and then just this, like, the reshoots were so obvious, and it's such a shame. It is such a shame. It really is. I just... Yeah, baffles me indeed. And there is also that picture that was uploaded or leaked through the Disney Plus page for Doctor Who, which showed like a party scene, which was never included in either Wishworld or the Reality War. And a lot of fans have speculated that this was from the original ending for the Reality War, which is a bit more upbeat, and probably would have ended with perhaps Poppy fading away, similar to what we got in the final version, but that set up the story arc for season 3 and would have probably had the 15th Doctor, Belinda and Ruby in the TARDIS trying to find Poppy, and would have probably led to the return of Susan, all of that sort of cool stuff. But it is such a shame that all of this was reshot, and it kind of feels like, yeah, it does feel like a bookend to the modern version of Doctor Who, like as a whole, not just like the 2005 to 2022, all of New Who. And it does kind of make me think that the show does have a very uncertain time ahead, which does make me worried about what's going to happen next. And yeah, I feel like being a Whovian, it's going to bring some very testing times ahead. But with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all support, and goodbye for now.